right, so we are back at it, playing 7 Days again. I'm enjoying the Alpha 19 now. Like the new updates are pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to see like how things play out. We're still pretty early game, so it should be fun. We've got Sevi with us. You want to say
Hello.
and hopefully later Dallas will be joining us as well. So should be a good time. I guess I didn't practice my like intro there, but eventually we'll get there. It'll be fine. I don't know. I think like the biggest thing that I've really noticed is that the game looks prettier now. I mean, I guess this like start screen definitely doesn't look like the game is prettier. But like textures are looking like awesome. Like it actually looks like kind of real. And the zombies definitely are things now that I would want to stay away from. Like before, the other ones looked kind of like ugly, but not like super scary. And now I think we've sort of entered more into like Walking Dead realm. So that's kind of fun. Alrighty. I might need to turn up the volume. Let's see. Oh, am I going to be lagged out already? No. Okay. I need to turn up just a tinge for my sake. Yeah, that sounds good. I've got a general sort of scream. Maybe someday we'll end there. 7 out of 10. All right, I'll take it. That's a passing grade. That's like a C or like a D, depending on how, like what school you go to. Having been homeschooled, grades less than 80% didn't exist. Not because we like cheated, but because we were not allowed to get grades less than 80%. So if you received a grade less than 80%, that meant you were doing the whole thing over again. But anyways, hey Lost, how are you?
Hey Bird, hey Sevi.
Hey Dallas, welcome. I do have the stream on, just as a
Okay.
note. So
Okay. Yeah, Sevi told
be
me.
on your best behavior.
Well, it can't get any better than this. My best behavior is very close to my worst behavior, so that's all you got.
That's sort of like a blessing and a curse situation, right?
It's more than a curse.
Like on the bright side, I mean, on the bright side, like you still managed to get like a good paying job and like a wife.
There you go. I have a problem with jokes, you know. There's a saying in my country where they say, I will lose a friend, but I'll never lose an opportunity for a joke, right?
I think that's, yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
And then there's a professional situation and the joke is just there, you know. And I have to make the I cannot lose the opportunity, and yeah. Don't recommend doing that at all.
It is really tough. I think a lot of my can't I catch this rabbit? Sorry, Lost. No, I haven't been checking my social medias. It is a failure of mine. Okay, I feel like the game just gave me that rabbit because they were like, look at her. She's so bad at this. It's not awesome. Like a lot of my just in like impulsive joking definitely got weeded out in my first year's teaching.
Okay.
I was hoping I could get it before the Z came. Like, there was, now given I was not taught, okay, that's not true. I probably had an idea that the word jackass was like not
okay.
Not an okay word. And I happened to be teaching at quite a conservative private school. Did I tell you this story? I might have.
No.
So it was
But I imagine
finals week. And all the kids were, so I taught 8th grade biology.
Mm-hmm.
Life science, rather. And let's see, that house hasn't
Earth and life science.
Just life science, not earth science. But yeah, if we want to
According
go into
to
my
this.
character player, yeah.
There you go.
And so all the kids were like screwing around because they're 8th graders and they don't have another setting. And we were trying to like, I was trying my darndest to get them to just like buckle down and study for finals, because if they did study for finals at all, they were going to do okay. Like it was going to be fine. But they weren't, and I just like went into this speech and I was humorous about it, and I was like, listen, like I don't need to take the final. Like I wrote the final. I'm going to do fine. I don't need to study for this. But you need me because you have to take the final. And some of you aren't going to get a great grade in this class if you don't take the final and do a good job. And you want me in your study group because I wrote the test. And then it was like, but, and this is where I went off the rails. But if we're all being jackasses, yes, we cannot, like.
But it's jackass that harsh of a word? It's like dumb, right?
It's
like similar, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the world's worst. I mean, like there are certainly worse things, but yeah, before the end of the day. Oh, thank you. That's fabulous. Lost gave me a shout out on his Instagram and Twitter.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. I appreciate that a lot. I will definitely do a better job checking those things. You can link for proof, yes. But yeah, before the end of the day, the principal was like in my classroom telling me like, hey, probably shouldn't be calling the 8th graders jackasses, huh? Probably, right? And I was like, ooh.
You said they heard worse on the TV.
Well, yeah, I should have. But like, obviously they shouldn't hear worse from a teacher.
Yeah, you're correct.
Never mind, it's such a prestigious...
Homeschooler.
Well, no, these weren't homeschoolers. This was a real school. Thank you very much. No, the homeschoolers actually let me swear way more, which is odd. I think that it's one of those things where like they're all like, "Ooh, she said a bad word," and they're like excited about it, and they want to protect that like forbidden fruit. I don't know, but I got called to the office way more often and talked to over what I said to the 8th graders at the real school than the homeschoolers.
Well, it was also a private school, so there was sense of entitlement.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited. I have my first Twitter shout out, you guys.
There you go. I deleted all my social media accounts, so.
You know, statistically, that's better for your marriage. It's why it took so long to end up getting onto other social media.
Better for my mental health in general.
That too. Your mental health, your marriage.
No, I think my wife is super engaged on social media, so I don't think it. Well, you are absolutely correct. It helps that I'm not.
Down your average, really.
Yeah, I think it helps that I'm not. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not involved in social media at all either.
That helps us. That's how we stay together. Sit.
The only one that I use is YouTube a little bit. I don't engage into the comment section, but I look at it.
I'm a comment section lurker for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I participate in social media a fair amount, like more on my like personal Facebook. I need to get better at my like Twitch one, but it just feels like, I don't know, work sometimes. It shouldn't. I should just be like playing around with it and like, I don't know, posting fun, exciting things like the other people. Thank you, Lost. I'm excited. I'll have to click those in a bit. I haven't followed you on those places, so. But yeah, very quickly, the jackass incident escalated into some person later on when he was mad that I put an extra credit question on the final that his daughter got wrong. Like, she didn't lose points for it, she just didn't get the extra credit. He was like, isn't this the same teacher that called all of the kids assholes? And thankfully, my principal was there to say, like, no. She called them jackasses. Thanks.
Get it right.
You may understand there's a big difference here, sir.
I know it's not meant to be follow. Yeah. Well, I think that Lost is saying that he knows it's not meant to be follow for follow. I think that like if somebody follows you and you think that they're fairly cool, I think you just should follow them back. I don't think anybody who's followed me, I've automatically followed them back. Usually it's somebody that I know or I watch a few of their streams and I'm like, oh, okay.
So what you're saying is there's more criteria than just follow for follow.
Right. I'm not just going to like spam the follow button automatically. Like, what if I follow a jerk face?
And then you're associated with jerk face.
What? Yeah, then I'm associated with a jerk face.
Another word that should not be used.
Probably I shouldn't use jerk face in class. Probably. That's
okay.
Right. Well, I mean, the first time I like I said, so when I was student teaching, I accidentally knocked over, and I feel like it was a valid time to swear, but I knocked over a beaker of acid. And it was the kids were all like gathered around because we were doing it was a copper transformation lab. Now, did the copper transform? No, but that's what it's called anyways.
Transforming in battery?
No, just like changing its like its charge, so then you get to see like different colors of copper in solution, and then you like. So first you precipitate it and then you heat it up, so then it changes. So first you get a white precipitate and then you filter that and heat the white precipitate and then you get a black. So that's kind of fun. And then you dissolve that black and it turns, so it starts out blue, precipitates out white. You turn it black when you heat it, and then you redissolve that, and now it's a different copper ion, so you have green in solution, and then you end up, or is it green at that point? It might still be blue again, depending on what you use to dissolve it. And then you get to replace it with zinc and pull it out of solution, so then you get a clear solution. I don't know. I guess I'll eat.
Don't you generate a electrical charge when you put it together with zinc?
If you have a salt bridge, you can, and you might have, even when it's like in solution, but it wouldn't be like, I don't think you'd get much of a like specific charge because you wouldn't have voltage across.
Mm-hmm.
So like the solution itself might have some level of charge, but I think because it's so, there's a word for what I'm saying, dissociated, or like diluted, mixed up, I don't know, because you need to have, like, if you want to make a battery with it, you need to have the zinc in another like salt solution in a different beaker, and then you have a salt bridge going across the two so that you can get a voltage draw. Whereas if you have the zinc just in the solution, welcome to Twitch chemistry, friends. I'm pretty sure that you don't actually create, you might create like, I don't know that you would create any sort of like a voltage difference. So like, I don't think it'd be measurable. Sevi, help me out here.
First, join the party.
All right,
anyway,
first here. Come on.
Sorry, I was
Get your bird straight
distracted
here. Come on, bird.
Yeah, I'm here to play a game, not talk chemistry.
Now I'm talking electricity. Wow, yuck.
Well, I mean, chemical.
Remember
chemistry.
Remember to be in your best behavior, Sevi. Thursday is a special day. Come on.
Yeah.
But today's Saturday.
Yeah, but you need to build up to it, right? It's not like clicking a switch.
Yeah, Thursday is a very special day.
I don't want you to kill off my character.
Yeah.
Anyway,
men,
sorry.
For men, you can do that, right? Yes. And I'm not differentiating, but regularly.
Not differentiating, but men.
However,
but here's
in most occasions, my wife can treat me like shit for 3 days, and then she just treats me nice for 1 day, and I'm okay with it. I cannot do the same thing.
Okay, that sounds like a story about you and your wife, though.
Sylvie, can you come towards me, please?
Okay, now that I joined your party, you need to answer my question. If I have zinc and copper,
You need a saline solution, yes, for it to generate the ions, the electrons need to flow from one place to the other.
Right. So,
however, if you have it in liquid solution, it will generate. I'm not saying you take a shock for it, but it will generate a very small charge.
Well, yeah, it's going to generate some level of charge, but it's a replacement reaction that occurs when you have it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think, because you're not necessarily having a flow of electrons, you're having there is an exchange of electrons that's happening, but it's a replacement reaction that's happening where the zinc switches places with the copper. It's not so much that the electrons are doing a whole lot.
So you have a battery ready. It doesn't mean that you have any energy flowing through it.
I think it may be fair if you gave some directionality, maybe. I don't know. I'm so bad at electrochem, and I have the grades to prove it, friends.
What's up?
On the floor, free. Go on, Berserk.
Ooh.
No. That was all I had. I'm bad at it. I remember failing a whole. Yeah, I'm a science person. Lost.
I got something very stereotypical for you, Bird.
Okay, I'm excited.
On the floor, go for you.
You know what? That's gonna go really great with the other skirt I have in my inventory. In fact, you have brought me an uglier skirt. And just to show you, I will wear the pretty blue skirt. What do you think? Am I dancing properly?
It's like a church ready, this one.
Yes.
What's weird is if you look at the back, it looks all like your tunic's all tattered.
No, Dallas. No. This guy over here, he can look at the back.
Oh! I wasn't even thinking about it.
No, I saw you creeping.
You were totally
No. I wasn't thinking about the
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's awesome. Alright. I did pick up a Shotgun Messiah Volume 1. Does anybody need that?
Who's gonna be a shotgun guy? Let's see.
It's not gonna be me. I'm not good at the shotgun.
I can be strength and shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I probably gonna be
now?
I guess I'll put that there. No, I don't want to put that there.
I'm probably gonna be intellect fortitude.
All ability.
No, intellect agility. I'm gonna be.
Sort anything here. I'm just gonna put all of these things in here, and it's gonna be great.
But by the way, Bird is a science teacher.
Mm-hmm. There's Disney stuff, now science. I know, I'm just like a whole box of excitement.
Where are we putting our valuables and monies?
Is that blunderbuss ammo? No, I wanted to keep that.
I've been putting the casino tokens in the crafting box.
Okay.
Is science teacher less exciting than science person? Let's see. Boop, boop.
Found it.
I feel like I'm a pretty exciting science teacher, as science teachers go. Like, I'm no Bill Nye, but also, you're not going to get annoyed by all the music in my class.
I saw Bill Nye explaining.
Following.
Apparently, you might get annoyed by the extra credit. Or being called a cuss word.
Hey, listen.
Or
some students only wish their teachers cared enough to cuss at them a little bit.
Risk of a fire, you mentioned?
Small fires.
That is correct. As I started doing training, right? Training is a little different than teaching, but let's say in a similar level, let's say.
Okay.
So as I was start doing trainings, I understood that when you really want the guys to learn, or the people to learn, you really, for the lack of a better word, put your back into it, right? And you get really tired at the end. And if you don't care, you just, and then I understood that I had a lot of teachers that just didn't care.
Yep. Well, and it's not even necessarily that they don't care.
Or they just get tired because people don't want to learn, right? So they say, okay,
they don't care enough.
Yeah. They don't care as hard as I do about you.
No, maybe we were pretty bad students too, right?
It's
and then they say, okay, guys, I'm trying to teach you here, but if you guys don't want to learn, then I don't want to teach, right?
Like, there should be Okay, I should be able to get through this because under there, I'm pretty positive there's going to be like a suitcase or something.
You cannot because we do have lane claim block.
Well, that's lame.
So
Sorry,
Lost
It
is
let me.
asking
No.
who is
It
Bird.
let me. Who's asking who is Bird? Who is Bird? I'm asking
Lost.
you about the flying animal to avoid a smart comeback. Well,
Who
that puts
are
me on
you?
the spot. Who are you? Definitely somebody who dodges questions by quoting Alice in Wonderland.
Or you could just direct it to like Dallas per se.
Or like my husband.
Or your
Sorry.
husband.
Whoever he is. Whoever he is.
Whoever he is.
Whoever that
guy.
strange person is.
That person. Yeah, I teach science. Used to teach at like a real school, and now I teach homeschoolers because I get to be my own boss and stay home
Most
most
of the days.
time. And yeah, I like sci-fi and video games, and I like forgetting to put stuff in boxes before I leave home.
Reading.
I like to read stuff.
I know this because I've had to carry very heavy bookshelves from
the
time
poor
to time.
man. And then every time I feel like they need to go in a different room.
Savvy, by the way, we need the oil. Just FYI.
What else do I do, Sevi?
I
It's
mean,
difficult. Like,
you're a
Racist.
mother,
I'm a mom.
so you keep a bunch of other humans alive most of the time.
That is a skill.
Pardon?
Keeping other humans alive, skill. 100%.
Just don't ask her to keep plants alive.
Yeah, plants, yeah. This is where plants go to die. This house.
Can't judge you.
Mammals,
No problem.
fine.
Mammals
Plants,
I can do.
not
Yeah,
so
we have
much.
a beautiful dog. Love her.
So, anything in the Animalia kingdom?
Kingdom Animalia.
Kingdom, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kingdom Animalia, fine.
Not
Plantae, not so much. Birds. Birds are fine. I used
Birds
to
are
have
fine?
3 parakeets, and their names were Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, and Lou Costello. And if you know those names, then we can be even better friends than we used to be.
And if Lucosello, I know. What the name of the other ones?
Bob Hope, Bing Crosby.
Bob. I think I know Bob Hope. Yeah, I know Bob Hope. Sure.
Yes.
The Crosby guy, I don't know.
Well, funny because Bing Crosby might actually be more long-term famous than Bob Hope. I know
Bob
why
Hope
that's in my
wasn't the guy that fought someone that was like pretty mad with him?
Nope.
Okay,
This is like 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bing Crosby is probably at this point best known for his Christmas album. Featuring such classics as White Christmas, Silver Bells, and Christmas in Killarney.
Colony, Germany?
Nope, Killarney,
Ireland.
Christmas in Killarney with all of the boys at home.
Which is a very beautiful place if you've never been.
If you've
Oh,
never been.
Never been
What am I
tried.
looking for? Books.
Unfortunately.
I've only been there once, but it was for work, sadly.
Batter up. What volumes do I
Hey,
need? I
Big
have
Mama.
1 batter up.
Oh, cowboy. Running cowboy. When does he get a 9, 10 or 8?
I which batter up I
always
actually
forget.
have. And
22, so 10
Okay.
p.m.
there we go. Boom. Yes. Fabulous trivia. Lost.
Wanna loot it, Savvy?
Now,
There's a running
Yeah, we
cowboy.
could try quick.
what are you guys
There's a
doing?
running
We're looting a place
looting.
Looting.
and
Good.
killing
You know
zombies.
what? I didn't keep enough rocks to fix my stone sledgehammer. It's gonna
Ooh,
be a
I
problem.
Ooh,
forgot.
there was a lot of stuff in that chest.
Yeah.
What
imagine.
kind of armor do you have?
I have shitty. Sorry, Twitch.
I think
So-
we're allowed to say shitty on Twitch. That's still PG-13.
Here, I have a level 2 scrap iron helmet.
Yes.
Is it
Sevo, he's Sevi in other cases.
Level 4
He
padded
is
vest
Mister.
armor.
Okay.
Level
Um,
2 scrap boots.
And if he ever starts streaming, which is a little bit doubtful, he is the reason why I function in games like this. I guess
This is a weapon store. I've never seen this POI before.
a weapons store?
It's
Yep.
new. So that's what they did in a lot of these updates. Is they update a lot of the POIs to look more realistic.
Okay,
Leslie.
the padded chest and the scrap helmet, I had it already.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, now you have two.
There.
Oh,
Looks
oh,
like
These are
one
empty.
there.
There's a friend coming down.
You
Watch
guys
out,
have
watch
Okay.
probably
Oh, it's a big
looted
friend.
the gun and fun, right? Probably. That seems like something you guys would have had looted already.
I don't even know where it is.
Nope, it has a door open, so. And there's a brewery, so that's cool.
Can you take upstairs, Sevi? I get downstairs.
I'm upstairs. Yep.
It looks like it's attached to the door.
Just remember, I have looting 3. So if you
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
nice chest.
Exactly. I know. That's what
Okay.
I was about to say.
That's a super cute emoji thingy.
Oh,
Wasn't me.
You guys are in the gun and fun.
are we?
Yes.
So
I
yeah,
wonder why it's so fun.
I say there are guns, but I won't say it's so fun. So far.
I still don't have a shotgun yet, so
Boo.
it's not too much fun.
Zombie land without shotgun. It's like
What does that cute emoji with the wrench mean? Lost.
Is that screw loose or?
Means fix up or fix it or I don't know.
do we know Lost from somewhere else, or we just met
He
him?
started watching last night, the other night.
It was Thursday night
Time is a blur.
when you and Lobster were playing Halo.
Yeah.
Nice.
So from the little bit of chatting that went on, he seems like a cool guy.
So far.
Or girl.
It seems like no. I checked out his stream, and unless
Yeah,
he's
there's
got
a
some
bit of
pretty sweet
stalking going on.
filters.
Well, who knows? I mean,
It's true.
you're just assuming, was it CIS, cis genders,
It's
right?
no. He mentioned a wife, which okay. Again.
Again?
assuming-
Yeah, again, assuming.
Once again, yes,
It's a difficult word.
it's true. It is part of the word. Yeah, I definitely just assumed a further part of that definition, but you know, yes, he's married. See,
Nice.
I think you guys have this down now.
Is there something behind
think
this?
so.
I don't think
Is
so.
there anything like in this giant grain bin? Did you check
What is the giant green?
this thing?
Can you loot it?
The brewery bin? So when we lived in Europe,
Oh, there's an upstairs over here. Did you went over here?
I went 2 and upstairs, but probably not this one.
and
Not in the brewery.
upstairs, but not the
Oh no,
like,
I was up
most
here. I just didn't
upstairs.
go inside.
Yeah, you
Anything in here?
did. I think we should go to the base, guys. It's getting late.
It's getting Do I sense
Exactly.
fear?
I'm the smart guy. I don't eat things well. Sorry.
I'm trying to remember the 3.
From Arrested Development. I wanna like. This is kind of fun.
And then what was the other one? Chicha. Chicha.
Chicha.
From
And then
Evolution?
the third one. What did the mom say?
I don't know.
A cock-a-doodle-doo.
No.
A cock-a-doodle-doo.
Maybe a cockadoodle.
A cock-a-doodle-doo.
She was like the closest and yet somehow the furthest.
Yeah. Have you seen Arrested Development, Dallas?
No.
Oh,
You might enjoy it. I can't decide.
I don't know. It might be one of those things that it's like only people that grew up in the U.S. might enjoy.
I don't feel like there's too many pop culture references.
Well, remember that I took a crash course of U.S. popular culture for the last 3 years, right?
Yeah, you know what, Sevi?
I
He
studied.
might actually know. Yeah, right. He might actually know more about U.S. pop culture than you.
No, I
That's
wouldn't.
probably true.
No. all the time we come up against this. And I'm like, I start mentioning things and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'll be like, what do you mean you don't know whatever? And he'll be like,
I didn't watch Spaceball, so
Well, that's
there's
definitely...
30%. There's 30% of you.
Yeah, that's like, it's true. And 10% of it is liking Princess Bride, so you're kind of...
Yeah, I gotta struggle. There's at least 50 over there.
Thank you, Lost. I kept meaning to like break in and ask about your like how long you've been married and stuff. She also has a science background. This is cool. So what it sounds like is I should actually be friends with your wife. Oops. Out after dark.
Yeah, not time to run around and pick stuff.
Onward!
Again. No stamina.
As we all come gathering in. Come in.
Get inside.
So the caw that I know is from Evolution.
That's great, Lost.
Oh, yeah.
Evolution is a great...
It's a great
Caw,
movie.
caw, caw.
Caw.
You just gotta sing to it. Meet and hate each other? What? No. I don't think that that's what would happen. I'm sure we would meet and instantly click and be besties forever. And at some point, we would convince both of you to buy houses across the street from each other so that we could wave at each other from our kitchen windows. Not because we are women who are just in the kitchen, but because we could see each other from our kitchen windows. Probably also front porches. I could have avoided having to explain that we're not part of that stereotype altogether just by saying a front porch.
But
you know,
fun on it.
Yeah. It's alright. Going roundabout is fine too. I'm gonna make some more bacon and eggs. It's such a comforting fire. Are you in the food box? Would you? Okay.
I was dropping food there.
I'm
Okay,
trying
thanks.
to do
No worries. I caught the joke. You're trying to do what?
another bicycle. You two have bicycles, right?
I have a bicycle. Do you have a bicycle?
No, I don't.
I have a bicycle.
I made you
Aw,
guys two.
That's so sweet.
I totally forgot I had a bicycle.
Taking one for the team. Yeah, I have not been using my bicycle yet.
Yeah, I see that you guys are not using the bicycle.
Aw.
Save the oil, please.
And you didn't even say anything about it. You're just like,
No.
well, I guess they're
Are
not
you
going
about-
to be using their
I don't need-
bicycles
I guess I can
today.
start taking apart cars.
Yeah, we need the oil to do the last bicycles because we need 2 wheels. And to make 2
Oh.
wheels. Oh.
Is there a dog?
Yes.
Blunderbusses?
Let me know if you're okay. Is
Oh, the
there
dog's almost
a
through.
bunch of dogs?
There's just one.
Just one dog?
Yeah, he's on
Open
the
up.
other side.
Open up.
Here, I'm gonna go around. Tell me when.
Okay, 1, 2. Oh, the door's locked.
Oh, that one's locked.
Oh.
We need-
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
wolf. No, there's a wolf.
Where?
I'm about to die by me.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, honestly?
oh, both of them are.
Yeah, got it.
Oh,
I can't
I didn't
see.
realize my second blunderbuss was also out of ammo.
Dated 5, engaged 2, married... Or engaged 3, married 2. That's funny. Not funny, like...
There's
So
someone.
we are coming up on...
getting-
Who's gonna harvest this wolf for meat?
I am,
Bird.
obviously. I just wanted to be helpful, but also I was distracted and not helpful, so I guess I'll just go harvest the wolf instead.
Where's the other one trying to get in?
We
Oh, they're in.
Oh, yeah.
were... How many years did we date for? We dated for like 2 years? Dated for 2, engaged for 1?
Need a door here.
Something.
I think we dated for like 3, maybe.
3?
Oh, dated for 2,
No,
engaged
because
for
we
1.
got married when I
Yeah.
was almost 21.
Yep.
Okay. So dated for 2, engaged for 1-ish, and then married for almost 9. Which feels strange.
9 years?
9 years on Thursday.
Now we gave up. Why is the occasion special?
What?
You gave up. Why the occasion was so special?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not very subtle, Dallas. Like, for instance, when I wanted to date Sevi, I was like, hey,
Hey,
I think maybe we're supposed to date. And he was like, no, we're not.
Took me a while.
And then I was like, no, still, probably we should date. And he was like, no,
nah.
nah. But that time he had the, like, wherewithal to take me to lunch to tell me
That
that we
you
were
would not
going
date.
to be dating. Hey, come to lunch with me. We're not going to date.
That story is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
No, it was just the worst of times.
Oh, yes, the worst of times for sure.
It was the worst of times. It was the worst of times.
Times for pure worse.
It doesn't get. I don't know. Thankfully, he came around and realized that, like, oh my gosh. Any boy was like putting a Stradivarius violin in the hands of an orangutan or a gorilla. It might have been a gorilla, which is even more violent.
Yeah, I definitely think it was Gorilla.
It's not a very good analogy, but I think it gets across.
I think it's
I
good.
still think the worst part was having to wait after
Through all the
movie and
throughout
2
the-
shows before he would talk to me.
That's very,
You know
very
what, though?
bad.
Like, you needed to see Star Trek The Wrath of Khan. Like, everybody needs to see that movie. Was that the first time you'd seen it? I think this is a question
yeah.
worth asking.
Oh.
So your introduction to being a real Trekkie. Do you see how good for you I was already?
I wouldn't say that.
What are you talking about? Like, when else was he gonna watch Star Trek?
So you're talking about being married and meeting John and everything. So there's a sketch on Saturday Night Live from Idris Elba, right?
Okay.
So he's playing a damn footballer or a damn soccer player for you guys, right? Very dumb guy. And he had a injury, and he had to, and the guys decided on the network that he would be joining the commentary booth, right?
Okay.
But again, he's a dumb soccer player, right? And the guys were commenting on the game, and so Dave, what do you think about the game? Well,
Okay.
I'm not playing. Yeah, no, but what if... Well, they go through it, and then they start saying, oh, so this is your teammate's wife. Say, yeah, I smashed that. You should not say that, because right next to it, it's his mom. Ah, I smashed that too.
Wow. Hey, Bird, can you make more red tea? Please?
I have
well,
4
because
with
you
me.
said
Do they say more?
please,
Oh, by the way,
grab
By the way, Lost, that's how I started out, was only Star Wars for the most
only
part.
one. Now listen, I like Star Wars too, but Star Trek is better. We can have this conversation all day long, and you know what? The reason we can is because I have more like to talk about that's great from Star Trek than even if you made a list of every great thing about Star Wars. Now, given Star Wars does have a like large and growing like lore, but in terms of like, I don't know, sheer production, there's more Star Trek.
Yeah, but more doesn't always mean better.
In this case, it
'Kay.
actually does. What are we fighting about now?
I was gonna say, because you have to admit, Firefly is pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
And there's very little of Firefly.
Firefly is an exception, not the rule. Like, if most of the time, if something is any good, more is better in terms of shows. Generally speaking.
But yeah, I will
don't
say I
really wanna
did watch
defend that
Deep
point.
Space Nine a bit. and a
Deep
little
Space
bit
Nine?
Voyager, but mostly because it showed up on the TV about the time I go to bed.
We only watched it because it was on.
It was on when we going to bed. If you want to watch.
To A. Shoot. Alright.
So we need 100 forged iron to do a chemistry station. 100 forged iron.
He is with a baby right now.
Okay,
Are you resynced?
I'm resynced, yes,
Alright,
madam.
we're back. Madame. But no, the whole like point of Frozen and all the ads and stuff, at least for in the US, was that like it was all about girl power and how great these two sisters are, which they're cool,
Eh,
and like how girls like do great on their own, and there's like a great feminist awakening story and stuff. But Kristoff pretty much saves them over and over again. So, and
So-
Disney realized it.
I don't want to get into a deep argument because I think I watched it 1.5 times, right? But
That was good, Lost.
I
We can
think
work on it. Oh, sorry,
No,
go ahead.
I think they put Elsa as like she had a temper tantrum and froze everything, right?
Well, it wasn't a temper tantrum. I wouldn't call it that because it wasn't necessarily like it. There was immaturity involved, but she like she just it was from the weight of all of her feelings. It was just like wah, not a like no emotional regulation whatsoever. It was just never ever being allowed to express those feelings, and then all of it came out at once.
I think they mishandled the girl power situation. Could be much better than that.
I completely agree. Now, it's okay that she had that moment, and then there was like that freeing moment like on the mountain and stuff, but basically what she did was she was afraid and locked in a room in one castle and like not using her words and not having therapy. And then she like freaked out and was like, ah, and then she like left and was like, here, I can be myself, but still was basically locked in a castle alone.
But
Again,
they
just
locked
so
her
she's
because she
alone.
heard Elsa and what's the name of the other one?
Anna.
Anna, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they locked her. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember.
So Anna was not locked up, but she was locked still in the castle. And really, it's surprising how well both of them turned out. So, but anyways, sorry, I know that was a jump from the Star Wars, Star Trek concept, but
So you think Star Trek is better than Star Wars?
you can go. Yeah, I think that.
That's a good episode of Unpopular Opinion.
For unpopular opinions, you're already setting me up to be the unpopular opinion because I don't.
No, I think that's a good take. I'm not saying.
Oh, a good take. Well, I think that just overall, Star Trek is gonna have. So there are so many different things that you can get from Star Trek. Like you can have, like you've got the whole like philosophical undercurrent. Except in the like newer Star Trek, I don't think that there is a good amount of philosophical undercurrent because, and I think like more present culturally, we don't have the attention span for it in especially like movies. And so they didn't put it in there. And like I can understand that, but that's not really Star Trek. Like that's not what Gene Roddenberry intended. Like he intended to present an idealistic future for like what mankind could be, humankind could be. And what we should be like aspiring for. And so it's meant to be a like, I don't know.
Utopic.
Huh?
Right? I think it's utopic.
Utopic? Yeah, utopic.
What I like about it is that he shows that as we progress through humanity,
Reboots is what I mean, Lost, when I say the new, like, step.
oh, you mean the movies and everything,
Yeah,
right?
TNG is pretty iconic Star Trek in terms of, like, what was, like, intended with Star Trek and what they were going for. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Dallas.
No, I'm not a tracker at all, but I'm. No, but I believe what is nice is that you see that on this utopic society, or we evolve past the point of a lot of BS that we currently have. Like we treat different races equally, right?
Right.
And human beings are human beings. It really doesn't matter the color of the skin, the social background that they came. So human beings are. And we try to get together with all the other races and treat everyone equally. We do have a militaristic hierarchy because of the ship itself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But all opinions are evaluated, so I believe it's amazing on that part.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Now, I think that there is... I don't want to bring another thing into the validity, but I think that... no, I won't even bring it in. But I wanted to make a Stargate comment there while we're including all the star things. Because I feel like Stargate did a good job of that as well. And what's weird is that like Stargate and Star Trek really should be the ones that I think everybody should be comparing, because that's a little bit more apples to apples. Like Star Wars and Star Trek are kind of like apples to oranges. Like they both happen to be placed in the sci-fi realm, even though Star Wars is really more sci-fi, is really more fantasy sci-fi. And this is coming from a sci-fi sort of purist.
Are we talking Stargate the series or Stargate the movie? Because the movie is amazing.
I haven't
Both.
seen Stargate the movie in a long time, but
Also, there's multiple Stargate movies now. It's not just the one.
Which is exciting. But yeah, I think that Star Trek did a really great job presenting an exciting, idealistic future that people could aspire for. And you see it time and again, like the reaction to, especially, and I would use TNG as the sort of like standard for like the impact that Star Trek can have on people. And like you see it all the time, like people's reactions to like Patrick Stewart, who I think that Patrick Stewart has this sort of persona on his own. But as Captain Picard, he really like brought it home. And like there's so many people who are like in the comment sections or when they talk to him and stuff, they're like, "You changed my life. I didn't have a great like moral compass growing up from my family or whatever, and you taught me like how to like be kind to people and how to think critically or how to like balance emotions with like logic." And like there's so many things that people like are grateful to Picard for, because he's somebody that like he's a character that you can really look up to, and he's set in a like universe that you like are excited about thinking as this could be our future. And like when you consider that as a comparison to Star Wars, where Star Wars is like, that is entertainment that's really cool, but it's not got that idealistic like this could be our future aspect. And from the very beginning, Star Wars sets itself apart because at the very beginning of Star Wars, it says a long time ago. So it's not one of those things where it's like, hey, this could be you.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Right. They're saying they're completely setting themselves outside of your world and your universe, whereas Star Trek makes it a little bit like, hey, you could do this. You could be like this. This could be us. And I think that that is what brings me back to Star Trek a lot.
And Star Trek in general is much more thinking heavy, while Star Wars is much more action heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, the books, so I hear in Star Wars, there is a lot more discussion. And I think that Star Wars, actually, I did run in debate club in college because I definitely doubled down on the nerdy personality traits. We ran an argument for a long time on Buddhism because of the Buddhist connections that Star Wars has. And we did a lot of analogies and references and stuff to Star Wars talking about it. And so, like, there is a lot of philosophy in, like, the Force and stuff and how all that works. But there's not as much, like, this sort of ideal humanism across the board that Star Trek is very overtly.
Without changing an even more dangerous subject than Star Wars and Star Trek,
Dun, dun, dun.
without touching religion, right? Why did you compare to Buddhism and not Spiritism?
Not spiritualism?
Yeah.
Well, in debate, we wanted something. So what's great about, one of the things that's great about Buddhism is that this, and I'm not saying like westernized version of it, but it lends itself very much toward sort of an intellectual aspect.
So you know I am a Spiritist, right?
Yes, I think you've mentioned that.
And
Maybe.
and it's, let's say, in a very, very, very stupid level of my own explanation, let's say that it's like a Christian version of Buddhism, right?
I think that's fair as a description.
So when you say that trying to westernize Buddhism, we do have that. It's the
Oh
Spiritism.
yeah, westernized. Yeah, I mean, I think that, and that I wouldn't even go so far as to say what you're talking about is necessarily like westernized, because I think that westernized Buddhism is like our understanding of karma. Like,
Yep.
the way that we use karma is so not what karma is or what it used to be, and like not what it used to be, but like what it is when it's not Americanized.
But
So-
please continue your explanation.
Well, I think that was basically it. I mean, like Buddhism lends itself to more
No, you're talking about Star Wars and
Star Wars and Star
Buddhist.
Trek. Yeah. So
No,
Star Wars and Buddhism. There's a lot of Star Wars or Buddhism or Buddhist links in Star Wars that you can like draw from. So I'm not gonna like.
I think there's also a lot of Taoists too, though, so it's not just Buddhism.
Yeah, I think that those links
I mean, it's
exist
just
as well.
a lot of Eastern philosophy and
Right, and they just sort of like not threw it in like willy nilly. Like they tried to get some things generally right.
well, it was Lucas trying to introduce a lot of.
guys. I'm in a pickle here.
Where are you?
No, I'm out of the pickle. Don't worry.
You're out of the pickle. In the pickle, out of the pickle. Were you trying to loot? You trying to loot poppin' pills already? Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you
No,
say, hey, let's
I
go loot
wasn't
poppin'
looting.
pills?
I'm just opening an entrance to it.
Just to see what it's like inside there?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, listen. Like, if you needed something to take the edge off, I could have made you some tea.
I would recommend some mushrooms.
Yeah, I got mushrooms growing on top of our fire. You're gonna be fine. So, anyhow, I just wanted to say I don't want to take away the like philosophic links that either has. But you know what? I am open to other reasons why Star Wars might be better than Star Trek. I just don't necessarily know if those reasons are as important to me. In fact, I know they're not as important to me because I like Star Trek better than Star Wars. But if you want to have a fight over which objective reasoning
No,
makes one better or not.
I think Star Wars is more like an entry level, right? And it's nice because you see how many people are fans of Star Wars today, and And at the time, right, people say, "Oh, you're a nerd for liking Star Wars." At least from where I came from, you wouldn't assume being a fan of Star Wars because you're gonna be bullied for that.
Right. Well,
Now
and
it,
that happened with Star Trek too. But
yeah, but later, right, it's much more difficult to get into it because the themes are much more deep, are deeper.
yeah, nowadays.
I mean, it's difficult because you're comparing a series to a movie. To
Sure.
movies.
Yeah.
And movies are meant to be like they get
2 hours. Yeah.
immersed quickly and then finish quickly. So
And
it has
enjoy
to be
that
more
2 hours,
action-packed, not as
Right.
philosophical. You don't spend seasons developing characters.
Right. And you don't have a whole story arc based off of like, should we like the Prime Directive is
Guys, I don't want to
still
start
happening.
this conversation, but I need to choose a second of silence. Got the chicken.
Silence.
Keep it.
You gotta say nice. Okay. So now that we're back from that
Are you guys
silence,
inside or?
Lost made this point
Yeah.
here saying that like they are still both sci-fi in quote-unquote hard-to-reach settings. And he feels that I'm just saying that Star Trek is closer to reality because it takes place in our solar system, for example. I feel like though, I mean, if you put, if you make a T-chart of like all the things that are like close or closer to reality in Star Wars versus Star Trek is gonna win every time. So like teleportation, that's tough. Like food replicator, that's tough. Warp engines, that's tough.
Flip cell phone.
What?
Flip cell phones.
Flip cell phones, that definitely happened, and tablets, that definitely happened. But so like Star Wars, the whole like the basis of the Force, like that makes these different people special, is I mean essentially now they tried to sort of bring it in with midichlorian counts. But
Didn't work.
It didn't because people like the Force being magic, essentially. And that's the thing. Like, we don't have anything like in terms of telekinesis. I mean, I guess that would be the closest to it. There isn't anything that we can say like, yes, in the future we're going to be able to do that. Like, there's nothing we can point to that says like this is a proto version of the Force. And I think that Star Trek is going to win every time if you're looking at, like, who's closer to reality. And that's why I say that Star Wars, I would say, is fantasy sci-fi. And Star Trek would be sci-fi with fantasy elements. Uh-oh.
There's a missed opportunity at the beginning of StarArs, right? Because I believe that's how the edit was made.
Uh-huh.
So as Darth Vader was getting into the conference room over there with all the admirals, there's one guy saying, "Oh, this witchery, we don't believe in this kind of witchery and things like that," and then he force grips the guy, right? No one else ever mentioned witchery or religion or things like that the whole movie, right? They could have explored that non-believers.
Right? Dallas, do you have any food by chance?
No.
Okay.
I ate my only bacon and eggs. I'm at 60%, I guess. Oh! You got it. Oh, chew! You got it. Another one. Oh, synchronized sledgehammer. That's looting birds.
Lost, I think it's also important to note that, like, just having one being more based in reality doesn't necessarily, like, that metric, if it's not as important to you, doesn't necessarily make one better than the other. And that's why this fight can continue. Like, you don't have to concede to me at this point.
I believe it's... nowadays, especially, I would say that Star Wars is an entry level, right? It's important as an entry level to get people interested in sci-fi and science and things like that.
I think it really is. Because we're definitely not going to use Interstellar for it. No, I'm sorry.
Hey, I always take my hats off for Interstellar to explain space-time in a graphic way. Kudos to
I
them.
love for
You know what you could do
quantifiable.
instead is some plastic wrap and a rock. to explain FaceTime with a graphic. I don't know. But
No,
again, it
to
is some of
explain
Matt
to-
Damon's best work. Lobster and I had that conversation. Actually, I've had that conversation with you guys, I think, and I've had
Yep.
that conversation with Lobster on Thursday. Can't say enough about Matt Damon's good work.
That time that he gets into the bookshelves, right?
That is Matthew McConaughey communicating with.
No, I know. Yeah, that's what I meant by the space-time explanation.
Oh, okay,
That
fair
part is amazing. I know people take a lot of shit on that, on how he communicates with the watch. That part is ridiculous. But he getting into the bookshelf and picking the time. He could be in same place in different times, right? And sorting through it. I thought that the way they explained it on that was very good for a non-science.
You know what? Neil deGrasse Tyson took a piece of paper and folded it in half and did the same thing with a pencil. So
Nah. You need
And let's be
certain,
honest, they stole that from Deep Horizon.
yeah, and you need some sort of scientific background to understand that the plane and folding it and imagine itself. It's not as visual. I did the same explanation, and I saw that same explanation. Actually, that explanation I saw in a horror movie where people were getting to a
Deep
spaceship.
Horizon.
So now,
Is that
Yeah, it's a spaceship, and I forgot.
full of ghosts and things like that, right?
Yeah, I forgot the actor's name.
Yeah. That's the first time that I saw that explanation.
okay.
But again, not that visual for a non-science background, scientific background person.
I don't know. Lost makes a good point that your preference of Star Wars versus Star Trek might just be your storytelling medium. Like if you're gonna watch shows versus movies,
Yeah.
which is true. Most Star Wars is most consumed Star Wars is movies, and I think the most consumed Star Trek, even though there are a lot of movies, is still the shows.
Yep.
Boop, boop, boop. So, and yeah, it does take a lot of time to like delve into Star Trek, whereas Star Wars you can experience in a day, like one movie night.
I did that to my wife, at least the original trilogy.
Did she appreciate that?
She liked it more than she expected, she said. She was rooting for
as
it at the end.
That's
No, she was
so
rooting
nice
for
of
it at the end. Of course, I wanted her to enjoy as much as I did, right? So I gave
Oh.
pay attention to that part. So I was trying to be a guide. I don't know if that helps or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so look at this comment because this is going to be important in the future, things like that. So, and she enjoyed it and she referenced it again. When we went to the Disney park, she was excited, not
She
as
enjoyed it.
the same as I am.
I'm still super jealous that you get to go.
It was very good, yeah. She was filming everything, and the part where we get
Super
into
hungry,
the
that's why I'm
Millennium
tired.
Falcon is nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be someday.
Here's the thing. How much did you pay for all that?
You don't have to tell us.
You
No, I don't. How much did they pay for what exactly?
I was joking about how much it cost you to go to the park and enter all the attractions you did.
Oh, you just pay once, right, to enter in the park. I think it's $100, something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
That's not too bad.
No.
That was gonna be more.
It's not too bad.
And then you have access for everything over there. Of course, a Coke costs you $4, right?
Right.
Lame hot dog costs you $5, but that's the same that you're paying in a baseball stadium.
Right. Well, it's all the in-app purchases that get you.
So
Yeah. I bought everything and I paid a lot of money for that. But again, money well spent, if you ask me.
So Dallas, do you need more oil, iron, or coal right now?
I don't need oil shale. I need the oil bottle itself.
We could use more eggs.
Right, so you need more oil right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we do have a chemistry station, by the way.
Woo.
If you were worried about that.
I was really concerned. I actually have real life concerns about having a chemistry station, so like, I choose not to have them.
I
in
gave
game.
you one in D20 and you haven't used it once.
I haven't because I don't know what to do with it. So
Didn't you
far-
have any samples of anything? You
I
did,
wasn't
didn't
allowed
you?
to take my like chemistry kit with me. Do I have to
No.
like open the chemistry kit and be like, okay, I am grabbing sample bottles? You mean I
Don't.
should have brought X86 with me?
I will leave it back.
XY96.
Ah,
And XY96B, I believe.
Better.
so okay, maybe I'm a bad field chemist.
I
But-
gave you once. I did all the roles that
Then
was
you get
necessary
another
to
one?
use them.
Aw, and
No,
in the
that it's
background
still
you're
there.
like,
It's still there. It's
Burn.
impounded, but it's still there.
pick up the thing. Yeah, well, see,
And there's tons of notes of things that you can discover once you study things, right?
I appreciate that you're doing this out of game
You know that you can also study.
session with the DM.
You can study enemies, right? If you find an enemy that is not standard,
Okay.
you can say,
Oh,
"Hey, I
so
want to
like the creepy
take
dude?
this and study to find out any weakness that it
I'm
may
like
have."
the worst at this game. In hindsight, I have been sucking it up. You poor thing. You've just been watching it.
No. There's no correct way to play. I'm just giving you a tip that you can figure
There's
out
no
more
correct
about
way, but
study.
there are better ways. That's what I'm hearing.
No.
No.
The correct way to play is the way the DM wants you to play, not when you suddenly do something he didn't
I
expect.
think the correct way to play is
Oh, that's
to
amazing.
follow the tracks that the DM
That- I
you were
am
gonna
a
follow.
firm believer that's nothing better than having your whole adventure fall up in your face because people are doing things that you don't expect. Because that keeps you. That really means that I'm not picking you guys by the nose, right?
You didn't. Yeah, it does, and it also means that you underestimated what we were gonna do when we started questioning that guy.
I underestimated the.
Our creativity
Yeah, your creativity. Yeah.
and our hubris.
And that's always gonna happen, right? Because there's no way that I think in all possible, but of course, some different variations of the same idea. But then you guys came up with a totally different idea.
It's true.
Given the whole truck, it's in a ditch. Okay, I'm gonna drive it out. Oh no, it's really stuck. Well, I'm gonna help push. Oh no, it's broken.
The axle is broken.
No, then it's if you guys take the ditch out of it, then there's no reason to be at the town anymore, is it?
Right. He needed to get us to this little town.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it that? I don't know.
So there are a lot
What about
of
the town we
solvable-
were trying to get to, though, in the first place?
Yeah, but what if
Talking
you
a lot
find out
about something that nobody knows now.
Right.
What if you find something that makes you wanna flee it?
Something that makes you want to like stay there and like.
So let's say that you found something in the town and you wanna you don't wanna stay on the town. You wanna flee it as soon as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Then the GM needs a reason for you to be there. It's the same as in the Shining, right? If the guys can escape the hotel, then there's no reason for the whole movie to happen.
Right.
They need to be stuck in there so everything can happen.
No, we get that. It's just a suddenly change in circumstances.
Well, I think that it makes sense to.
It
do
makes
so.
sense, just- I'm just poking fun because he's like, no, when you think of something different, it's awesome. I'm like, except this.
No,
Well, so long as it doesn't deviate from the major plot.
no.
That's
Again,
fine.
I think it's
I
awesome.
keep forgetting I have a bicycle. What am I doing?
I think it's awesome. I'm just thinking that sometimes I need to not
Easier.
let things happen.
DM.
Yeah.
DM
But it's still-
powers.
You guys saying, "Hey, I want to roll it," and if you guys roll up 20, I'm screwed, right? What I'm gonna do? Then I need to come up with a different solution.
Fixes the axles.
Yeah, that's
somehow.
right. I should have rolled a strength check just to see if I get a natural 20.
Let's see, Dallas, are you still at Poppin' Pills?
No, madam.
Okay.
By the way, I need to eat. I'm super hungry.
Yeah, I just spent a ton of time eating and then like trying to figure out my life. It's good that you guys are here because I am like very frenetic tonight in terms of gameplay.
I'm always without a goal on this game. I just want to get to the another.
Wandering
Oh, by the way,
around,
day 6 and haven't started any preparations, right?
Oh, wow. about you guys? Did you find anybody see any like really strong looking houses? We haven't
Nope.
even started a mine.
I kind of started a mine.
I marked two
iron.
locations for coal and mine, and coal and
Iron?
Iron, yeah.
I already have an iron mine going. You should have noticed the iron, I think.
I cannot see Lost
There
comments,
was.
but I apologize for bad English from the start. Lost, sorry for that.
He didn't even mention I can't understand Dallas. So
He seems like a very polite fellow. So
yeah, he's so
He
far.
wouldn't say
Seems
so.
like. I mean, maybe at some point when we make him angry enough about Star Wars, then he'll unleash the wrath.
oh, by the way, Lost, I'm a much better fan of Star Wars than Star Trek. Okay. Iron. Oh, this is all iron. I'm putting bars here. Yeah.
I mean, this.
Yeah. No, let's. Oh, good idea. Yeah.
That would be more like current
This one too.
least path of resistance.
3x3. What do you say? a 3x3 opening here? Or 3x1?
3x1s can be easiest, but
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we're back. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if Sebi has updated you, Dallas, on our internet woes.
No.
But basically, Comcast keeps trying to tell us that it's our fault.
they didn't say that last time.
Not last time. I guess I didn't hear all of the conversation last time. I did hear you speaking very diplomatically, but very firmly.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna be
gosh,
the
that was funny.
unproud user of Comcast starting on Wednesday, so wish me luck.
Ooh,
Well, here's the thing though,
it's
like
gonna be great. Can't
Algonav
wait.
doesn't have that same issue.
So, what's wrong with our neighborhood?
We don't know. We'll find out.
So sad.
I'm gonna live a little far from you guys, so maybe it's good or maybe it's bad. I don't know. Haven't decided that yet.
Living further from us is never a good idea.
No. I mean internet-wise. I only mean internet-wise.
No, I understand.
Oh, we got swarm.
So now we have tried having
We got
just
swarm, Dallas.
From what? Where?
With like
and he's either playing
12.
offline or completely had his computer off, and we still end up with the same trouble. You know what? I am not going to try and break into that with just this.
Ooh.
That is a silly idea.
Yeah, troubleshooting wise, I made sure like we even skipped the router and just went one PC straight to the modem. And it's not that it's bad speeds necessarily.
No, it's lag. It's ping problem. It seems.
Well, it's not all the time. It's just occasionally.
Spikes. Yeah, it spikes.
Most of the time, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But just momentarily, we have super slow.
So many interesting
I'm
emojis,
behind
and
you.
now I
wooden bars.
Well, that's exciting. So now, Lost just posted a link so you can like, of all the like dissing we've done of link posting, and then all of the no, you're totally fine to post links at this moment. I just think it's hilarious that we're like, links are bad, and then now we shouldn't. So it's a inspector for Twitch, so you can check your bandwidth without going live. But the downside is that like when I like start, I'll have perfect bandwidth, and like Streamlabs will tell me what my connection speed looks like too. Like right now it's saying it's okay.
If it's something we could run long term, like
He's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry
Yeah, we're discussing.
about the links.
It's not a problem
careful,
of.
Alice.
Yeah, yep, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Alright.
It's not a problem of speed. It's a problem of bandwidth. It seems.
Is it for bandwidth? So this is a bandwidth inspector, but like it, like, so let me look up here. So it gives stream quality, frames per second, CPU usage, dropped frames. Yeah, and I've got a bandwidth inspector on, or like this bandwidth status on Streamlabs as well. But that is with the stream running.
And then suddenly, pop.
And then it just says, and stream disconnected. It's like, oh, great. Well, that was fun. Although during Halo too, that there was a few times where there was like lag first and then, but usually it just sort of like desyncs and then we're out.
Yeah, but as we see in Discord, like we could still kind of hear, but it's just super slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets there like that for 1 minute and then pops back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the hinge is that when I disconnect, since I'm on a different connection, it's when we understand that
Right.
your connection may be broken up.
So, I don't know. Did you guys really just leave this ammo pile? You guys have been up here working, and there's an ammo pile.
Really? Let me check it.
Nope, I checked it. I'm sure you probably have more lucky looter than me, but it was mine.
You lost it.
Whoa. Yeah, you neglected it.
It's an ammo pile. She looted with lucky looters 0 and she found 20 stone arrows.
I'm not going to tell you what I found. No, I found ammo. There was ammo in the ammo pile. There was 7.62. I wanted to say 7.62, but then I worried that it might be 7.2, which was dumb.
7.62.
Yeah, well,
It's a
7.62 is right. Yeah, the decimal point is still there, and the 7 and the 2, but the 6 in the middle, I thought it was there.
It's a 7mm .62.
7mm .62? That sounds gross. 7.62 or 7.62.
Yeah, but what I mean is that it's 7mm, not 76 millimeters, right? So
Right. Well, it's not
that's how you orient.
762 millimeters either.
No, that would be a gigantic bullet.
And 223 is at 223.
No, then it's a different gauge.
So that does sound really helpful, Lost. My next question would be like, if I'm experiencing bandwidth dips, like, what can I do? Because we've tried our initial, like, what we first tried to do was like, the first step is to make sure that like you're not running any extra programs that are taking up bandwidth. And then we unplugged or like disconnected everything else that was using Wi-Fi in the house. And then we tried only having my computer, and then we tried having my computer hardwired.
We switch ISPs.
We switched ISPs. I didn't switch ISPs.
No,
He
that's
switched
something else we
ISPs.
can do.
Oh, we could. Oh, okay. We haven't done
Do you
that.
have access to others where you guys live?
We do, but I don't know that
can
they'll
get
have
Spectrum,
as good of
I
latency.
If you can have Spectrum, I highly recommend.
There's no
A chicken.
Spectrum here.
We should get it.
Yeah, get the chicken.
I'm getting it.
Silence now, silence.
Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm just gonna run after it.
There's Spectrum north of the border.
Yeah. Spectrum is more
Come here, chicken.
on the other state.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad.
So,
Oh. Okay.
what happened?
I
You got the chicken?
It's a chicken. No, I didn't. I got close enough to it, and I didn't have enough stamina to hit it.
Ah!
And now I've lost the chicken.
You've
No.
lost the Oh, units are
Oh,
important.
yes. Oh, yes.
Yep, there goes the stream.
And sad. That just frosts me. That's what my grandma used to say. Didn't that just frost you?
What is that? What does
I have
that
no
mean?
idea. I don't know. But it's awesome. And it's not a bad word. It's something I can definitely say to my classes and be like, didn't that just frost you? Just,
I feel like I'm being frosted here.
I'm being frosted. I'm so frosted. See, now when I say it that way, now it sounds like a euphemism. But no, I refuse to allow my grandma's good name.
Well, that's the thing. You didn't share her name.
Well, her good idiom. My grandma's good idiom.
Are we back on the string or not?
Yes,
Okay, then I will not make the
we
comment.
are back. So now, yeah, I don't know. So do we just gather all of that data lost and bring it to Comcast and say, listen,
This is happening.
yes, this is what's going on. And they'll be like, well, from my point of view, it's you guys who are evil. And like...
Well, we already have a technician coming.
Oh yeah, we have one coming on Monday. I have a feeling though he's just gonna show up and be like, yeah, your internet is fine. And then we'll be like, but no, it doesn't work when she tries to stream. And then he'll look at me like, and what are you streaming? And we'll be like, why are you so gross? And then he'll be like, well, whatever. And then he'll try and explain to me that that's just how the internet works. And then Sevi will tell him.
I love how you're assuming he'll be talking to you initially.
Everybody who comes to this house starts talking to me about stuff as though like the window guy shows up and he starts talking to me. as though like I'm making, and now given I am making decisions about stuff, but they're looking at me as though like I'm the upsell option. Like, ooh, if I make the wife like this, then the husband will have to buy it. And he's like, do you want to have cross-hatching on your windows? And I was like, is there a reason to have cross-hatching on the windows besides like it looking pretty? And he was like, no, it just looks pretty. And I was like, no, I do not want cross-hatching on the windows.
It's probably because at one point while he was talking to me, you came over and you're like, hey, is there any way we could get window with blinds in it for here and here? That moment. So that's why the guy started.
I don't know.
Is the string still on?
No.
Okay.
So hopefully that means my name slip up there didn't get recorded. Sorry.
Well, it will slip on sooner or later, right?
It's gonna happen.
We understand that.
Especially when I'm in the heat of storytelling. And we're back.
So you notice the kill bits?
Now on your Streamlabs, under your video, there's So now, this brings us to Lost. Thank you for sticking with the workshopping aspect. This brings me to, like, if I... Because I think I have... is it optimized encoder enabled so that it, like, lowers... Like, it should lower... like, how the... like, video quality as... my bandwidth decreases, right? Stream, Twitch, TV, and... Okay. I'm gonna have to come back and check all these links. Boop, boop. Because, like, I don't mind... Like, I'd love to have a continuous stream, like, even if it is at 160p, but I feel like I had that setting enabled at some point. And unless it's not optimized encoding. Or maybe because our internet is just totally intermittent, it, like, cuts out and there's no way to optimize it because it's just not there. Moves it back to bits. Okay. I will have to... spend some time.
Okay. I'll try to finish the roof over here. Middle of the night. Let's see how that goes.
There should be...
I didn't got any
What'd you not get?
food.
Ooh. Every time I do something in here, I get that, like, horrible, like, you're hitting Trader Joe's place. Why do we have a land claim block here? Do we have beds here? What makes it better about the land claim block?
We can remove stuff. So I can remove my chemistry station, workbench, and things like that.
Oh, okay.
You cannot do that if... I'm stealing 2 bacon and eggs, sorry.
That's fine. Do it.
Do it! Do it!
No, it's okay, Lost. I think that I can't decide if I want to, like, leave links on until it becomes a problem, or if I should, like, try and get ahead of it. Like, there's this constant tension between, like, how much attention do I pay to things when we're still such a small outfit.
Civi,
Yeah.
there are iron arrowheads being made at the forge. If you don't mind, you can pick them up and do the arrows. If you mind, you don't need to do that.
The arrows.
That's it.
Bless
Thank you.
ya. That sounded very American. Bless ya.
Bless ya.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Ooh, I'm thinking too much. Where do I put all of the things? Also, somebody needs to come up with the next thing to talk about. This doesn't go in there. Yeah, you're officially not doing a great job coming up with something to talk about.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Me?
Sorry,
I can talk
think
about
I
harmonics
heard
as well. Do you want to talk about harmonic noises?
Harmonic noises?
harmonics.
I'm very good at harmonics. I did
I've given a couple presentations on that already.
I did a postgraduate course on harmonics.
Let's, yeah.
I've not done postgraduate
Welcome
course.
to Dallas's TED Talk on harmonics.
Well, it's impossible to do a TED talk. and if you
Harmonic
just
or
say-
harmonic mitigation?
Both things are included.
Okay.
Ooh,
Cannot talk
a
about
double
only-
feature. I have no idea.
So harmonics are natural. Sorry. So imagine that you have a number, right, between 1 and infinity, a natural number,
Okay.
and you have a frequency running on that number. So let's say a number is 5, and I have a signal on a frequency of 5 hertz,
Okay.
which means that you have that signal repeat itself 5 times each second, right?
Okay.
If you have another signal under the same environment that runs, oh, everything is falling. If you have another signal that runs into the same environment, and that signal it's a natural multiplier of the first signal, you have a harmonic order. So let's say again that your first signal is 5 hertz. Your second signal is, for example, 10 hertz. You have the second harmonic order of that same signal. That first signal will be called the fundamental frequency signal, and the second one will be called the harmonic order. That's the base TED Talk on harmonics.
Okay.
Or if you think from a
It was very
physics
exciting.
perspective, it's a component frequency of the oscillation or wave, according to Google.
That's a little too much, isn't it, John?
According to Google.
But it's a component frequency of a
What are you talking about? In this day and
Yeah,
age, nobody trusts
oscillation or
Google.
wave, though, essentially.
Yes, sir.
The component frequency of the oscillation of wave. Yeah, that I can repeat.
So,
I could definitely make sure that I circled that answer on a multiple choice test.
Rather than the long.
That business. Well, so if you have a first frequency of 5 hertz, and then you get like a second frequency, and that's the TED Talk on harmonic frequencies. Those are all the words that I remember.
no, so for example, when your dad were talking about Stradivarius violins, right? What's the main
I'm not worried, Lost. I'm not worried about your links at all. Sorry to interrupt you, Dallas. No, Lost. I'm not worried about your links. I'm worried about other people's links. So I'm saying like I shouldn't disable. I'm not sure if I should disable links until it becomes a problem from somebody else. It's kind of like, you know, like I'm not worried that you're gonna eat in the classroom and cause a mess. I'm worried about the other people who eat in the classroom and cause a mess. To use a teacher analogy for no apparent reason. Okay, sorry. Dallas.
I forgot my line of thought. That's very dangerous on harmonics.
Is it? Yeah, it's the worst. You lose the
So
frequency.
for example, your father was talking about Stradivarius violins, right?
Okay.
So what's the difference between a Stradivarius and a regular cheap violin, if there is such a thing? I don't know if there's such a thing as a cheap violin.
My money is on the harmonics.
I don't like cheap answers, so I will ask you why. Why is your money on harmonics?
See, this is why you should be a teacher instead. I'm feeling the way that all students feel the moment that they raise their hand with a smart answer. Hey, I just wanted a quick laugh, Mrs. Bird.
So that's one thing that people that play musical instruments, I don't know if that's a technical term, they call depthness of sound, right?
Okay.
So
Sorry, like a
Oh, something's attacking.
yeah. Okay.
so the sound can sound very cheap or can sound very profound. It's the same thing if you're listening to it through bad headphones or through good headphones.
Right. So that generally speaking, I mean, so it'd be like what sort of frequencies are produced when you play the instrument, and that would be based off of the quality of the instrument. So like,
Go on. You're getting there.
okay, so if you're, obviously, so if you're producing the wrong frequencies because you
You
have a cheap
cannot-
violin,
you cannot produce the wrong frequencies. Every note has a frequency, right? So the A note is 440 hertz,
Right.
right?
Okay.
But when you produce the 440, you should also produce all the harmonic orders of that 440. So maybe you need to produce the 880, the 220, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Right? That will give you a lot of depthness to that sound. All those other frequencies that are natural multipliers of the natural frequency or fundamental frequency are harmonic orders. So better musical instruments generate more harmonic orders.
Okay. That
Simple.
makes sense.
So when you see on those very fancy sci-fi movies that they have voice recognition,
I can't use that. Okay.
they recognize the harmonic orders that you generate. Everyone generates different harmonic orders. That's how we gave our different tones of voices.
Distinctive. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I guess we kill Lost with all that technical explanation. Let me know, Lost, when you're dead.
He says he's a science person, so don't assume.
He
that
is.
just
He's.
killed
I'm
him.
not
No,
assuming.
he doesn't
I'm-
say he's a science person. He says his wife is a science person.
I thought he
maybe-
said he's into science as well.
Oh, you know what? It could be either or. The sentence was technically vague in that he said, and you're a science person too. So, like, it could mean, like, not only do you know about Disney movies, but also you know about science. Or it could be, you're a science person as well as I'm a science person. You know what I'm saying? Grammar nerds.
I feel it.
Cool. Lost would like to say, why are you apologizing for the way that you speak?
What do you mean?
Would like to say. He did say. He said before the stream cut out, Dallas was apologizing for the way he speaks.
I apologize if I'm not being understandable.
He worries about his accent.
Yeah.
See, I
I
was just going to
understand
respond that he knows his place because of the race and the country he comes from.
I know it. Yeah, that is correct. We always start apologizing first, and
But it's only half racist.
It's not like
'cause
you're from-
I'm pretty close,
You're pretty much. You're pretty close.
ethnicity-wise. Right? That's how that works?
we are very
That's
close. Yeah.
definitely how that works. Yes. Why do you feel you have to apologize?
I don't feel diminished by apologizing
Ooh.
at all. I say, I would say that since I'm communicating, I need to do the best effort that I can to be understood. I also appreciate when people make their effort to understand me because, like I said, I gave training before in Mexico when I'm not a native Spanish speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see at the beginning that I'm giving training and people are like squinting their eyes because they're really understanding. But after half an hour, they get the flow of it, right?
And then it works.
Or 1 hour, whatever. And I always apologize at the beginning. Sorry if that's not. You may be expecting to be talking to a native speaker, and that's not what's been happening here. So I apologize for not fulfilling your expectations. And again, I don't feel diminished by apologize. Much on the contrary. I think apologizing is always a good gesture from the start.
I think that's very fair. It's like Canadians. I don't think less of a Canadian because they walk in the room and apologize for saying hello.
But I think it's something that at least a lot of English speakers, like it's not as common, but then in Asia and a lot of other countries, apologizing is much more common.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not like their fault at all.
And thanks for bringing that up,
Lost.
Last. Yeah, I think that's the second or third time that someone says that you don't need to apologize. Well, I don't need to. I'm just choosing to apologize. And again, it's not a problem
Right.
for me at all.
Well, I think that, and this might be something that we share in common with, like, well, maybe not with the Brits or something, is that we view apologies in some ways as sort of like self-deprecating rather than a like I genuinely empathize with you over how much this sucks kind of a thing. And so I don't know. I think we don't take a sorry for what it means in context as often. We just assume that you're apologizing for who you are instead of...
Oh no, I'm not apologizing for who I am.
Right.
Like I said, I'm just apologizing because you may expect
Right.
that I had a better pronunciation sometimes, and I don't. I don't think that's a big problem for me or you, but I apologize for not being more understandable.
I think that's fair.
And if you say, no, it's not a problem, babe, perfect, then it's not a problem. But the
Right.
apology is already there. The apology is already there.
Right. Well, I think it's I agree. I think it's a general, a good gesture.
Because I think I've run into the same issue as Dallas. Like, I've been told that a lot too, and I don't know. I feel like I apologize a lot more than most English speakers would prefer.
On the other hand, when we are talking Spanish, John, between ourselves, right?
Yep.
It's not your native, it's not my native.
Right.
And I do correct you sometimes.
Oh yeah, you
And
definitely know Spanish better than I do, even though...
No, but again, I don't feel that you feel diminished by me correcting you, right?
Oh no, I just use the help.
Yeah, the
Same
same
way
that
I correct you with English.
Yeah, I say, oh. And sometimes I ask for help. Yeah, well, how is that word?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm being corrected, or if I correct, I don't think it's a problem. Johnny Boy? Sevi?
Yeah.
There's
You want to take him out?
I don't think you can. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Behind
I
the
see
car?
it. Do you want me to attack it?
I guess
Or
so.
let it
I
be?
have a pistol.
The problem is there are two Z's behind it,
Mm.
right? So we need to kill it, then harvest it. Why? Oh, and there she goes.
Oh, you actually jumped down.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you to jump down.
Me neither.
Snipe it.
It's taking
Look.
so many more shots than I expected.
Yeah. And there's a big guy behind you.
It's okay.
Yeah, she's definitely
It's
has.
time for some.
She has more balls than both of us together.
You guys were just
There we
doing so
go.
much planning. I just.
All right.
It's just a.
So,
Harvest
Ross,
Be fine.
Harvest it.
I don't know what you mean by C3PO.
Because C-3PO is a universal translator. Not technically
I would-
universal. He's.
Oh, I would
programmed
need
with
C3PO
over-
for the translate. Okay.
Mhm, mhm,
He
mhm.
speaks
Yep,
more than how many
7
languages?
million, 17 million programs
Seven?
to
Yeah,
understand
something like that.
17
Dialect?
different languages and
No,
dialects.
communication protocols. Communication protocols. I think that's
Very
what it
good.
is. I'm in Star Wars, so I'm not a tracker.
Right.
Love.
Okay.
Oh, another direwolf over here behind me.
Where are you? I will come and save you because apparently
Yeah, I like turn my back
I
on you.
should definitely be wasting ammo right before the blood moon. Hey, you know what I didn't do? I didn't loot that other direwolf. Where is it?
You hit it at all?
Over there, over there, over there. No, loot,
Is
first
that a
loot,
direwolf? It doesn't have red eyes.
loot. The first one. It's over here.
Oh, you're using a pistol.
There he is. Bird. Bird,
Oh,
What?
loot it.
Okay, you were so
Or should I loot it?
conservative. Hey, fun fact. I don't have anything to loot with right now.
I'm looting
here.
it then.
Here,
Do
I
it.
got.
What?
have a
You have a
knife.
bone knife? Where are you?
Loot, loot,
You
loot
have
the
a
second
knife?
one.
Give me that. Give me
There.
the knife. Oh, it's just a bone knife. Come
Still
on.
7.
I mean, I still
Still
want it.
works.
Yeah, I still want it. I just you said knife, and I thought there would be metal involved.
Oh,
6 billion. Sorry, Lost. 6 billion communication protocols. Apparently. Hey, listen. I never said that I was into I could just quote. You know what though? To be fair, Sevi's family is also way into Star Wars. So much so that one Christmas they decided that we should play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. Yes, for Christmas as a thing. And so we teamed up. And I teamed up with Sevi's little brother, who was in like 8th grade at the time, which is exactly
I have 75 in the chest there, the ammo chest.
I wish I could like,
But I made 270. Or didn't I? Maybe I didn't.
Nope, it's not back. Even though you resynced, it's not back up.
Seriously?
Oh. Well, that's a problem I could have fixed earlier. Joop. All right. How many arrows do you need? Are still being done?
There are 70 at the stack, and I'm
Okay.
making 270 at the forge.
270 at the forge? Okay. So you're wanting them to be done before we log out?
No. I'll
You
just
want
leave
them to
them
be out?
at the stack. So if for some reason,
If
you
for
guys
some
try-
reason you're unable to participate in the Blood Moon,
yeah, you guys will have arrows.
can you imagine? Like if we just did this with Angry Kirk instead. We're like, you know what? Meh. Dallas only built the entire world with us.
Done. Okay, we can
All
leave.
right. We can go. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Anyone else aside? I just read something and it totally made me lose my track. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll just like completely redo it. This has been fun. Thank you for all the help, like workshopping Lost. That is helpful. Even though you like Star Wars better, I appreciate it.
Thanks, Lost. Take care, brother.
It's been fun. All right. You want to say bye, Sevi?
Bye.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you next time.